offensive strikes in Muay Thai. So we're gonna start with the teep. Okay, the teep or the push kick. Let me get you right here, Jeremy. So with the push kick or the teep, we're gonna work both the lead leg and the rear leg. But for the lead leg right now, what I want you guys to do, ideally what you're gonna do when you throw the push kick is you're gonna slightly bring up that rear leg, okay? The reason why I do that is if I just try to pick up my leg and try to teep Jeremy with my front leg and I don't move my back leg up, I'm gonna fall forward, okay? So in order to, two ways I can do this. Either one, I can move closer to him, and pick up my leg and push kick him that way. Or two, I could bring this leg up, and then I can push kick from there, all right? So we're gonna do the second way where we just bring our back leg up slightly to cover that space so that all I have to do is pick my knee up and then push kick. Now, when we're push kicking, wherever my knee is, so if Jeremy picks his knee up, wherever that knee is, right across from that knee is where the push kick's gonna go. So if I pick my knee up here, if I'm trying to push kick him in the stomach or the chest, and I pick my knee up here, there's no way I'm gonna do that because my knee's too low. I gotta get my knee up to the level where I want my push kick to go. Does that make sense? So I want my knee to go up to the level where my push kick wants to go. So we'll start with that lead push kick. Good, just like that, all right? Knee comes up, the level at where you want your push kick to go. Also, you're using your toes, don't use your heel. Okay, don't use your heel, use your toes. Boom, good, just like that, all right? So that's the lead push kick. The rear push kick, a little bit more simpler. All I gotta do is pick up my leg, okay? Pick up my leg, all right? Use my toes, just like with the lead, all right? I don't have to move my front leg, all right? So we'll try the rear now here. Oh, rear, good. Hands. If I'm throwing my rear push kick, my lead hand will stay up here. My rear hand can come down. Okay, if I'm throwing my lead push kick here, my lead hand will now come down, my rear will stay up, all right? Remember, on the push kicks, I want my hip to go forward. I don't want to do this. I don't want to flick my leg here. That's a different type of kick. All I want to do is push my toes forward into the chest or the abdomen, okay? All right, any questions on that? All right, we'll get started. We'll drill that 2 for 2, all right? Ready, 1, 2, 3. Good job. All right, now we're gonna move on to kicks. Let me just get you right here. So we're gonna move on to kicks. We're gonna throw 6 kicks, okay? 2 low kicks, 2 middle kicks, and then 2 high kicks. Throwing a kick, the basic fundamental way to throw a kick is number 1, the step, okay? I got to open step when I throw my kick. If I just step forward, right? If I'm throwing a low kick at Jeremy, and I just step forward here like this, and my foot is pointed forward here, I can't turn over my hip and shoulders, okay? I can't do it, all right? I need to open my hips up by moving my foot out. Now, if I just move my foot out here and I don't step, I don't hit Jeremy, okay? So I need to open step. So I need to step and open my hip up. Now, it could be just a small step. It depends on the situation. If Jeremy's further back, I might step more forward. Okay, if he's closer to me, I might step more out. It all depends. But there is a step. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big, all right? But make sure when you're stepping, you're turning this leg out. So if I'm kicking with my right leg, I'm turning my lead leg out, okay? We'll cover the switch kick here in a second. But with the rear kick here, I'm turning my leg out, all right? So come on this side here. So if Jeremy goes to throw his rear kick at me, he's gonna take an open step, boom, okay? Open step, throw the rear kick. Now, same thing applies to the body kick. With the rear kick to the leg, the low kick, you're gonna bend your knee. So throw that again. So he's gonna bend his knee. See how he bends his knees here? That helps lower center of gravity and helps land a more devastating low kick. If he just stood tall here like this, all right, it wouldn't have that much power. He'd be a little off balance. So you wanna lower your body when you throw the low kick. Now, for the middle kick to the body and the head kick, that's when we stand tall or straighten out our legs. So same principles. He's gonna take that open step, open up his hip, and now he's gonna go to the body, all right? Legs are taller now. Now, the arms, the shoulders. This is very, very important. On all kicks, low, middle, or high, turn your shoulder, okay? Turn your shoulder. If your shoulder turns, your hip will turn, okay? You can turn your hip without your shoulders, All right, and a lot of people do that when they kick, and that's why their kick is off, or it looks awkward, or they lose balance, because they do this. See how my hip's turning, but my shoulder's back. I don't want that. I want my shoulder to go with my hip. That's how I get a better kick, okay? So bring your shoulder with your hip when you throw your kicks, whether it's a low kick, a middle kick, or a high kick, all right? So we'll just go step by step. We'll start with that low kick again. So low kick, boom. Middle kick, we get a little higher, boom. And then head kick, we really get tall. We really get tall, all right? So now we're doing the switch kick, so the lead side. Okay, this could be a little trickier because it requires a little bit more footwork. You have to do a switch properly. Now, in order to switch your feet, okay, I got to keep my feet wide. I don't want to do this and see how my feet are lined up with each other. I want to make sure when I switch, my base is still shoulder width and my back leg is turned out. If I switch here like this, that's going to be a problem. Then I got to do this to do this, and it's too much time. A switch kick is actually quicker than the rear kick because it requires one movement. Here, boom, and now you're ready to kick, okay? Where the rear kick, I do like a step, where the step is in place. Does that make sense? Okay? So that's to the body and the head. To the leg, though, we're not switching. To the leg, we're just stepping out with our rear leg, okay? So if I want to attack the inside leg here, all right, boom, okay? If I want to attack the outside leg here, boom, all right? For low kicks, we don't switch. We just take a step out with our rear leg, okay? So Jeremy's going to do it. He's going to go inside, 1, and then here, 2, okay? All right, now, switch kick to the body. We're going to switch our feet, okay? Throw our kick. Remember, when you guys are throwing your kick, just like with the rear kick, we want to rotate the hip and shoulder. That's the arm on the same side is coming across or slightly down. The other hand stays up, elbow in, okay? All right, one more time. He switch kicks to the body here, and then to the head. He just straightens his legs out a little bit further and reaches for the head with the kick here, just like that, okay? So recap it here. Inside low kick, 1. Outside low kick, 2. Switch kick to the body. Switch kick to the head, okay? Make sure when you're blocking, you're keeping your blocks like this, okay? All right? All right, so with punches, essentially you got 4 punches, okay? You got 4 punches. Jab, cross, hook, and uppercut, okay? Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Now, with our jab, there's a bunch of different ways to throw the jab. The simplest way is just keeping my elbows down, nice good frame, and stepping, okay? All right? Just like that, all right? What hurts people when they throw their jab is they throw it from their chest, their head's up, so the cross comes right directly through. So when you throw your jab, make sure your arm is covering your chin, okay? So I throw it from my head, from my eyebrow, not from my chest. Throw it from my eyebrow, not from my chest. That's why it's important when we throw our punches to keep our chest down. Because if I keep my chest up and I punch here like this, notice how in a fight, if we're exchanging, I'm going to get hit, okay? So I want to keep my chest down, okay? I want to keep my chest down, all right? So we're going to step jab here. Same thing on the cross. We're going to step on the cross. Now, with the cross, go ahead, turn the cross over and hold it. Notice how Jeremy, 5 toes on the ground, has his 5 toes on the ground. So sometimes you might have to put a little bit more weight back on the cross to get those 5 toes on the ground. What will happen sometimes, people will have their toes, they'll come up here like this. So they'll turn the cross over, but they won't have their 5 toes on the ground. That means a lot more weight's going to my front leg. I'm going to be off balance. I want to make sure when I throw that cross, my weight's equal, okay? And my toes are solid on the ground here. That's the perfect cross. Now, is it always going to be perfect when you throw it? No, but the closer you can get to it, the better it's going to be. Does that make sense? Okay? So for the cross, you can take a slight step out, rotate hip and shoulders. Just like with the jab, we want to keep that arm up to protect the chin, okay? All right? So jab, cross. All right? Hooks. When I throw a hook, okay? When I throw a hook, the Muay Thai hook is going to be thumb facing you, okay? Not the air, okay? That's the Muay Thai hook. Palm to the ground, thumb facing you, okay? Elbow's gonna be parallel to the ground here, parallel to your, in line with your shoulder here, okay? Not like this, right? Just like this, okay? I don't mind rotating the hip and the shoulder together. Some coaches will just do this here, okay? That's not wrong. I like doing this to get more power and helping my knee out so I'm not twisting my knee over time, okay? But this is gonna be the lead hook, okay? Lead hook, all right? The rear hook, just like with the lead hook, I'm gonna rotate, okay? Rotate my hip and shoulder. Now I can throw it here like this, I can throw it like this, just with like the lead hook. As long as my elbow's high, all right? My elbow's high, my weight's equal on each leg, I'm good, okay? Elbows high, weight equal, right? Uppercuts, uppercuts. When I throw the uppercut, I wanna bend the knees. Because if I don't bend the knees, I gotta drop my hand to get power, okay? And I don't wanna do that because I'm open, right? So I wanna bend my knees here, all right? That way I minimize the drop between my hand and my head, okay? All right? So lead uppercut here, rear uppercut here, okay? And those are the 6 punches. Jab, cross, lead hook, lead uppercut, rear uppercut, okay? With the knees, so you've got clinched knees and unclinched knees. Right now we're doing unclinched knees, so we're not doing knees in the clinch, we're doing them with space in between us. So there's a few basic knees we wanna make sure that we're good at. The first one being the rear knee. Now when I throw the knee, okay, I wanna hit the abdomen, the chest. So that means if my heel's under my butt, I can't do that. My knee's going straight up in the air. Now unless I have Jeremy's head and I'm doing this here, okay, this knee's not gonna help me out too much. I want my knee to go forward and through my target's abdomen or chest, okay? So in order to do that, my ankle has to be slightly outside of my glute, okay? So not under my glute, slightly outside so that I can rotate that knee and drive it forward, okay? And it's very small. This is too much, okay? See how I turned it out real far? I just need a little amount, so a little amount here, okay? Also, my toes and my heel, I want it close and tight to the butt, okay? If it's close and tight to the butt and my toes are pointed back, it's gonna allow me, okay, to get a strong knee, strong weapon. If I don't do that and I'm kind of lazy with it here, I'm not gonna get that strong a knee, and it's gonna be easier for him to catch. He's gonna be able to catch, boom. And now I'm getting swept. So I wanna make sure that's tight here, boom. Now it's a lot harder for him to catch, and it hurts a lot more, okay? All right? So that's the rear knee, okay? The next knee, the switch knee, okay? The switch knee, just like the switch kick, you're gonna switch your feet. Now, the only difference between that and the kick is your base leg. It doesn't have to come out here like this. So you don't have to rotate that base leg out that far. All you gotta do is just switch here. It can even be straight, okay? All right? So the switch knee, you're gonna switch real quick, boom, same thing. Keep the heel tight to the butt, the toes pointed down, little internal rotation of the knee so you can drive it forward and not up. There you go. Try to get it tighter to your butt. There you go, good. See that way I adjust it a little bit? The tighter you get that to your butt, the more you point your toes, the stronger the knee's gonna be. The less you do that here, the less power you're gonna have on that knee, okay? All right, and then the last one is the step knee. The step knee, go ahead, come over here. Basic, okay? All you're doing here, I've got space in between me and my opponent here. I'm just stepping forward here, okay? Boom, throwing that knee, okay? All right? Boom, just like that, okay? So we got rear knee, boom, good, back up a little bit. Switch knee, boom, and then step knee, boom, okay? Any questions? 3 for 3, ready, go. All right, we're gonna work elbows now. So make sure you guys are holding these elbows properly so you don't hurt your partners, okay? So as we're going over the techniques, just watch how we hold. I'll go over that again too at the end, okay? But pay attention to the holding just as much as the technique, all right? So the first elbow I'm gonna throw is my lead up elbow. So I'm gonna take a step in. My wrist is gonna be locked in place. I'm not gonna turn my wrist at all. Don't turn your wrist. Keep your wrist locked in place. You're gonna step in just like that, all right? Keep it nice and tight. Be careful not to extend your arm out too much on the elbow. It leaves a hole for a hook to potentially hit you, okay? All right? So I want to keep it kind of tight, but my wrist does not move. I do not move my wrist. I take a step forward, boom, lead elbow, okay? And it's up and down, meaning my wrist is stacked on my elbow. I don't do this. If I turn my wrist to my elbow, I'll hit the guard. So I keep the wrist stacked on top of the elbow. Okay, so that's lead up elbow, boom, okay? Rear up elbow, okay? Same thing. Take a step, don't move the wrist, keep it stacked on top of the elbow. Keep everything tight, don't extend it out too much, okay? All right, boom. Definitely keep your chest down when you're throwing elbows, right? So lead elbow, 1, rear elbow, 2, okay? Now the horizontal elbows. I'm gonna turn my wrist out here like this. I'm gonna take a step and rotate my shoulder and my wrist. My shoulder and my hip, I'm sorry. Shoulder and my hip. My wrist is gonna stay locked out, once again, all right? And it's gonna stay level. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, all stay level, okay? So lead elbow, 1, okay? Rear elbow, 2, okay? Keep in mind too, no matter what elbow I'm throwing, I'm keeping my hands open when I throw it. I don't wanna clench my hands too much, because that will that will cause me to roll that elbow. I don't want to roll it. I want to keep it nice and open, hand open, so the elbow stays nice and clean and can cut through. I don't roll the wrist to where I get my forearm on the target, okay? All right? Rear elbow, okay? Same thing. Hand stays up too. So lead elbow, 1, okay? 2, 3, 4, okay?